literally just snatched my wig off my head. He was in a black power. Jesus, he was in a black power bike. I'm on my way for a date. And he literally snatched it. My God, my God, he's gotten away. Let me. He's just right after that car. I'm trying to get him. Oh my God. I'm literally, look, I'm even bleeding. I'm even bleeding. It's only these edges that is left. It's only the edges that is left from the wig. He literally stopped me to ask me for address. I told him I didn't know this area. And before I could say anything, I just said, yeah. He just yanked it off my head. He just yanked it off my head. He was in a black power bike. Please, if your neighbor has, please, if your neighbor has a black power bike, help me check his things this night. My 30 inches bone straight frontal is there. This is literally the only thing left. The edges I laid. Hey, Jesus.
Hey guys, it's me, Precious, the lady whose wig was snatched. Oh my god, I don't want that to be my identity, anyways. But thank you all for your support, your love. I received so many messages that I even got overwhelmed. I have not responded to a couple of them because I've actually been busy. My bruises are healing. It's not so bad, they are healing, and that's why I have a wig over my head. My edges, a different ball game. Anyways, we'll be praying that they go back to what they were. So the police is handling the issue because I reported it to them, and I can't give out any more information. I just want to shout out to the guy who stole my wig. If I catch you, you've forgotten that I'm African, I'm Nigerian. We believe in juju. If I go and put your name in Amadioha shrine and tell them what I want to happen to you, but I forgive you. I forgive you. I hope. I don't even think your girlfriend will be able to wear that wig. Anyways, that's the update. I love you all. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, so as you can see, the hair texture pedestal has reached new heights because we now have unambiguous black women getting their wigs stolen off of their heads. So, actual criminals, instead of selling drugs, they're going to be selling bust downs now because they understand that that's how valuable that hair texture is in the black community. They understand that that is how coveted those hair textures are. And so this is literally so lucrative to the point where criminals are walking up to black women and snatching the bust down off of their head and driving off. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that a lot of unambiguous black women, they do end up putting themselves in a bind because the economy is based on supply and demand. And so if you're buying up all the type 2, type 3 wigs, or if you're kind of popularizing it, obviously that drives the price up. There's a reason why 4C wigs are not sold in their shrunken state. I have yet to see a 4C lace front where it has shrunken 4C hair on it. I've yet to see that being popularized. But no, of course, the type 2 and the type 3 wigs are the most popular. And they're so popular to the point where even the criminals understand how much money they can make. They can pay their rent, they can pay their bills by just snatching wigs off of black women's heads and selling them. So hide your wigs, hide your wife, because they're snatching from everybody out here. And if you look at that woman, her edges were literally bleeding. So my question is, how tight was that wig to the point where snatching it off would cause your edges to bleed? Because I mean, I've worn wigs before, but I've never glued a wig to my head. So like if somebody were to snatch it off, nothing would be bleeding. So how tight and how super glued did that wig have to be to the point where now your edges are bleeding? And also, another thing that a lot of black women don't realize is that men or society as a whole notices how much you find type 2 and type 3 hair beautiful to the point where now they are utilizing it as their new hustle. And let's talk about why a lot of women wear these wigs in the first place. It's because they like type 2 and type 3 hair textures better than type 4C in a lot of cases. And, you know, I actually wouldn't have a problem with that if those same women would stop calling Exoticals mediocre. So there's nothing wrong with liking a different hair texture or wanting a different hair texture, but I have noticed a hypocrisy in the Black community to where they will lie through their teeth and say, I love my 4C hair. My 4C hair looks better than your hair. My hair is way thicker than yours. And they will do this thing where they're comparing their hair texture to women who have other hair textures, and they're essentially lying, trying to convince you and themselves that they are quote unquote naturally prettier. But then in real life, whenever these women have special occasions, I don't know if you heard that woman, but she said she was on her way to a date. So that's why her hair was like that. It's because she was going on a date. The way you wear your hair on a date or on your wedding day or on your birthday, that shows what your beauty standards are in terms of hair textures. So we all know over here in the exotical space that phenotype, a dark skin tone with a loose hair texture, that is one of the main Black standards of beauty for unambiguous dark skinned Black women. So she did her hair like that because she had a special occasion. So that is her looking her best. You know, that is her interpretation of my hair looks its absolute best. It's in a 20-inch bust down hairstyle. By the way, be sure to check out Dulce K's video about this. She just did a texturism video. It was really good. And I definitely think that a lot of Black women, whenever they have a formal event, a lot of Black women, they cannot just do a wash and go to a formal event. I've noticed that there's a trend where most unambiguous Black women with 4C hair, they don't like their 4C hair in its shrunken state. And like I said, there's actually nothing wrong with disliking a certain aspect of your hair. That's not the part I have a problem with. The part I have a problem with is denying the beauty of exoticals. That's the part I have a problem with. When you try to pretend that women with type 3 hair don't have beautiful hair. That's the part that I have a problem with, because you don't see me talking shit about women with blonde hair. You don't see me talking shit about white women with blonde hair, saying that it looks like a rat's nest or it looks horrible or that they're mediocre and basic and average and I don't want to look like them. No, that would be a lie, because blonde hair is a part of my hair regimen. Like, that's one of the hairstyles I do, which means that obviously I find it beautiful. So for all of the dark-skinned women who have loose hair textures watching this, just know that unambiguous Black women think that your hair texture is stunning because they are wearing it and it's so popularized, and those wigs have become so valuable. The wigs with your hair textures have become so valuable to the point where now even the criminals have caught on. And now even these men can spot a valuable, expensive wig. So basically, the more that wig looks like Chili from TLC, that hair texture, the more valuable it is. To the point where now, that's his side hustle. That's how he's paying his bills. I mean, you can do a lot of jail time for selling drugs, but how much jail time are you really going to do for snatching a wig? I mean, I don't know. So maybe he's like, hey, I'm not going to do that much jail time off of this crime because all I did was snatch a lace front and sell it versus selling an illegal substance. Anyway, what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.